Okay, so today we're going to be cleaning off the drivetrain right there. It is really dirty in there. I got a Q-tip here so we can see what it looks like down in there. But look at that. That's all down in there. It's going to be sand and stuff all in there. Dirt. Okay, so what we're going to be using today is stuff called mock-off. Alright, the instructions say you got to shake it really well before each use. Okay, we will shake it up. We'll use this brush right here to get down in there. Try to scrape some of that off, and then after we'll rinse it off, let it dry, and get all the water off with a towel. Okay, and then we're gonna rinse it off, let that sit for a minute, and then rinse it off, and then let that dry and get all the gunk out of there. We're gonna do this side here, and we're gonna get this all wiped off with that stuff too. So if you have like a casing that goes over this here, you'll take the screws out, get that popped off as far as you can. Sometimes you might have to take this off, but we found out that you don't have to really take it off, just unloosen it to get it to slide as far as you can, to get it off. And then pour it in there, same thing, let it sit for a minute. Okay? So right now I'm going to remove my chain off of here. Dripping out of there. Alright, we're gonna let that sit for a minute. Alright, as you can see, it's dripping out, and it's like really, really, really black on that white tile. See, that's how you know it's dirty. So when we clean it and rinse it out, it should be dripping just water. Alright, we're gonna let that sit a little longer. I sprayed underneath, right there. Get the underside. I'm gonna let that sit for another minute. Alright, we'll be back. Alright, so I'm gonna take my little brush. I'm gonna do a little brushing in here. Just let it spin. Just kind of work your way up. Make sure you see taped on spots. It's a little, extra TLC. Keep going up like that. Keep spinning it. Try to get behind the top one really well. See, now it's back to like silver in there. Grab my flashlight to show you. Black, some sand, dirt, all on the road that kicks up in there. See, it's like all kicked up in there still. So I'm gonna spray some more in the back, let that sit for another minute. It's still caked up back there. Alright. spin it to make sure. All nice and clean in there. Alright, now we're just going to let that dry our chain off, and put it back together, and put some lube on there. Alright, we'll be back. Okay, there's one way you can do it. To fast dry it, you can use a towel. So literally floss through there, let it spin. Make sure your towel is coming out clean, just water. See, there's no muck and crap in there. You don't spin it around a couple times. Do a little flossy action. You know how you do in the shower. After you got the shower and stuff, dry your butt. Let it work down. Try not to get it all caught. The towel caught and everything. Getting caught. Stop. Get it untangled. So you can take the towel, wipe out. Alright, I don't know if you can see it or not, but there's like where it looks like the chemical dry. You take your towel, kind of get in there and wipe it off. That's because we don't use a lot of pressure on our water. You don't want to get the water all in your motor, especially if you have an electric bike. So just do a nice little flow of water to rinse it off. Alright, so once I get all dry the whole area up and stuff. Okay. Just spin it around. Do a nice little check. There's no muck in there still. Sometimes it might be. If it is, take a towel. And I might suggest that you get like an actual pipe cleaner in the brush to get real good in there. I'll do that for next time. I was just thinking about that earlier when I was using that brush. Just noticed that it didn't get down in there well enough in some spaces. It's kind of tight. Alright, so we got that all dried out and looking shiny and clean. More dry right here. And I would suggest you don't clean your bike first. You clean your bike after you do this. I don't know if you're like me or not, but I like to keep my bike clean. So I'm gonna clean my bike after I get this all done. But it's kind of dusty a little bit. Dust streaks. Yeah. We're gonna get that all cleaned up today. I wanted to get this drivetrain cleaned first. Then I'll clean my bike. Get it all shiny and stuff. And I just changed my brakes on mine. So I'll change my wife's brakes next week. And I'll get that on here for y'all so you can see how you do it. And all the suggestions I got for you. Alright. We'll be back. Have it all put together and sound check. Alright, we got our chain back on. Alright. You hear that sound? Looks like there's some oil on there now. Okay. Now we're gonna oil up the chain here. And the easiest way to do it really is just to put a little bit on there and let it go all the way around. You don't want to have too much